Hi guys, and welcome back in the wonderful world of Raidborn, which is the first-person sandbox action RPG with a very cool physics-based combat system as we've seen in previous Devlog videos with uniquely random generated levels. We have also seen already with housing, pets, and more. First thing I would like to show you today is the creation of the event menu, and as every new feature, it starts with coding. But you may ask, what is the event system? So let me explain what that is. First, you need to understand that the goal of the game is to gather a legendary treasure, because you already know where the treasure is. The only problem is that treasure is below the earth, deep down in the earth, and you need to gather that treasure. And to do so, you hire workers. You have to pay in the game, that's one of the elements of the game, but it also can happen that the event appears. For example, one of your workers gets an injury and then you need a new one, and you can decide what you do, and that is what events are, just to make the game more exciting, to give a little bit more purpose to the game, to add more dynamic stuff to the game. And that is the reason why I decided to create events, and I think they make the game just overall more exciting. Here you see how the event system works in the game engine. So here are deleting the old events I created, and then I can create a game event, which you can see here. Once it's created, I can give it a name, of course, and on the right hand side you see some settings I can do. So I can give the event a name for in-game, I can give it a description, and some other stuff, like the options you have. You see this here on the left and right. You have a good and evil option, and you also have follow-up events. So if you decided, oh, I want to make the good decision, then something happens. If you do the bad decision, something happens. And you can also ignore an event by just clicking the X on the right hand side on top of the event window. And that is how the creation of those events works. I just type all my stuff in, and in a second I will also show you how the translation works, because I would like to release Raidborn in different languages. I write it here in English, but later you will see me writing it in German, and then I will show you how the translation works, how the translation system I created works. So as just mentioned, I now will show you the translation system. So I will edit the game event we just created, and I will write German text in there, and then I will show you how the translation will work. So here you can see the script which will apply the translation, and in that text document here I can then create the translation. On the left hand side you see the original string. String is kind of a synonym for text in the coding language, and here you see landslide is Erdrutsch in German, and so the translation works, and I have an easy document where I can create translations which I can send to other people who are translators, and they can translate, or I can give them a document and then I can just copy the stuff from the document into that text file, and then as you can see here the translation system works. The script does all the stuff, you know, the script knows where to look at, and it will just apply the translation. As you can see here, everything is on English, although the settings of the game event are German. The description is German, the name is in German, but the system knows how to translate all that stuff and to transfer the translated string into the game. Mind the very bad translation of the text, I just put it to the Google Translate just to have a fast and quick result, because I only wanted to test the translation system. I would love to bring it to multiple languages like French, English, German, Italian language, maybe even Chinese, I don't know, but I really would love to bring it everywhere, that everybody can enjoy Raidborn, which would just be great. Okay, next I would like to show you a short gameplay clip where I also can present some new small features. you will see an info text appear on the left hand side. By the way, here you see the zooming again. And if I buy that armor here, then you will see on the left hand side there is that little info text saying leather armor added to cart. And I think that, for some reason, I think that adds quite a lot to the game. Just that you know what you're doing, and it's a very important user feedback feature. And I don't know, it had a larger impact than I thought, adding that small little feature here. Here you see another little new feature, which is the confirm window, which is also very important for user feedback. Do you really want to buy? Do you really want to leave the shop? And stuff like that. You will see that confirmation window in a second as well when I'm leaving the shop, or if you would like to travel somewhere. And I also created the travel map, which you will see later. You can now really select different places. They get randomly generated. They have randomly generated names, and you can decide, oh, would I like to go to a castle? Would I like to go to a cave? Would I like to go to exterior? You will also see different threat levels. How difficult will the dungeon be? And you will see this in a second. So here we are in the player room, and the first thing I would like to show you is the equipment room, where you will see my pet, the beer here lying around, and some weapons. Of course, I don't have much weapons. By the way, we will take care on the pets in future devlog videos. We'll give them life, we will add them into the game, and much more. And here you again see that info text appearing when you equip stuff, and it will tell you, hey, you equipped it. And now let's take a look at that travel map here. If I activate it, you can see the travel map I created in earlier devlog videos, or I showed you in earlier devlog videos, and you see different kinds of places, and they have all different names. I don't know if that random generation is already there. Then, yeah, there are different names. You can see that, and you can see the threat level. And now you have the confirmation window again. I can travel to a dungeon. And what I was working, what I also implemented is that you can travel back. And the way it works is that if you killed all of the enemies in the dungeon, or nearly every enemy in the dungeon, then you can just press a button and travel back, and that is what you see here. The last thing I have to show to you today is how I implemented the skill menu and skill system to the game. The way the system works is that you have those bookshelves here. You can walk to them, you can activate them. You see this menu, you have all the different kinds of skills. You can level up those skills and have a great time using your new skills. Of course, the skills functionality itself is not implemented yet. I will do this in a future devlog video, or will show you in a future devlog video. And the little disclaimer here that most likely I will change that menu a little bit, because I may add more skills in the future. I had a few ideas for new skills actually, and maybe I will also add an additional level to every skill, because currently each skill has 3 different levels. Maybe I'll add 4. I don't exactly know, you will see, but the current menu is not really capable of having more skills. I can't really add a new skill there, there's no space. So I have to come up with a new UI design, which allows me to have kind of a list which you can scroll down or something like that, you know. And yeah, that's it for the footage so far. I really hope you enjoyed watching. I brought a lot of new stuff with me today. A lot of new functionality, the WAN system, the translation, the small new features, the skill menu. And now the menus I created in earlier devlog videos are more or less final. in the game, or finally in the game, whatever you want to put it. But ultimately, I'm very happy with that, and everything looks very cool, and I really love the new UI. It fits so much better into the game than the old one. So I'm really curious to hear what you think about it. What you think about the new menus. You most likely told me already in the videos where I created those. But yeah, just share your thoughts with me. What you think about the scale tree, what you think about the visuals, maybe even, although they're of course not final. But I will read every comment. I'm really passionate about the game, and I can't wait for the release. And last but not least, guys, share it with your friends. Tell your friends about Raidborn. Talk a little bit about it. That would really be a great help. Of course, you don't have to do this. Just if you like to support 4Days games, if you would like to see more of 4Days games, because really I have great plans for future games. Raidborn is really just the first step, although it's a great step for me. And I would like to grow, so just tell your friends. I don't want to be super large, but I would like to make a living of it, that I just can create more and more games and better games, and to really make an impact in the gaming industry, maybe with my game, which would be a great thing for me. Last but not least, thanks for watching, have a great day, and see you next time.